Do you think Trump is dying?
We're all dying.
Okay.
We're literally all dying.
You realize I look forward to
shit
hearing
on his hand. What do you think that is?
I look forward to hearing your take on this.
I cannot remember who it is. I don't know. I really feel like it was Chris. It was either Chris Morrow or Sheik Luch. I'm not even joking. I can't remember who said this. It's either Chris Morrow or Sheik Luch. I'm leaning towards Sheik. But
My God.
there was a thing that somebody said where they was like, yo, I think the reason Trump is moving the way he's moving is because he don't have much longer to live. This was months ago. They said this about Trump and Putin. So it was either Chris or Sheik.
It might have been Chris.
I know Chris said it about Putin.
Yeah.
Chris, was this you?
We got Chris in the room. Chris.
Hey guys. I just shared a clip. This is something I've been watching. We don't know if this guy's accurate or not, but here's his theory. Let's let him.
It says Donald Trump has not golfed in 13 days. Today would be 14 days, the longest absence since taking office in January. Then the president put he is dying.
And then
this is Trump tracker.
Read the fact check, though. Read the fact check, because I think that's important.
Trump has golfed every weekend. He's golfing. He's
been golfing since 10:14 a.m. today.
Damn. Okay.
So that wasn't it.
What a roller coaster, right?
Oh, I saw this one. Chris, you've been jerking off to this?
Worse. I'm a home health
Every
physical
5
therapist
minutes.
with a doctorate in my field. I see congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis. The reason I know that he has congestive heart failure is because of the swelling in his feet and ankles. And the reason I know it's getting worse is because he's sitting behind the desk on camera now. He lashed out against MSNBC for giving him hash about his ankles. This is how we know that something is true, because it gets to Trump. Remember recently where he was talking about going to heaven for some fucking reason?
Nobody
People
talked
said,
about
I'm
that.
not doing very well. I don't think he's talking about the media. I think he's talking about the doctors who are treating him. The only reason his health has been maintained at all is because he has the privilege of getting IV diuretics, spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex, something like that. That's why his hands have been bruised and covered with makeup. Badly, I might add. We know that it's getting worse because he knows he cannot hide the degree of swelling. That's why he's sitting behind the desk. Oh, he also has chronic kidney disease, which is also contributing to the swelling in the feet and ankles. I can't tell you how many times I have seen a patient in their home because they were hospitalized for AKI, or acute kidney injury. And the kidney injury was caused by nephrotoxic medications, namely diuretics, spironolactone, Bumex, Lasix. The president is definitely getting sicker. And we know he's not going to change his diet because he's such a fucking idiot. I think he's going to be around for 6 to 8 months tops. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Damn.
Oh.
He put a time on it.
Yeah.
Damn.
He said 6 to 8 months tops. Here's the thing. I don't like diagnosing people, but I mean, he is how old is he? 78?
79.
79 years old. You know, he's been eating a lot of
Fast food, processed foods.
Yeah.
I know people personally who were on his short list, and you know, I remember saying to one of them, like, would you really want to be his VP? Like, you really want to attach, what you got going on to that? And the person replied to me and said, look, man, he's such and such years old and he eats a lot of cheeseburgers.
Meaning they think they could be president within this term.
That's what the person said.
And that's why they were interested in being vice president.
That's what the person said. I don't know how much interest was actually in them, but their name was being put on the short list when, the short list was out there.
May I ask if it was a male or a female?
No.
That means it was a female.
No.
If it was a male, there's so many dudes.
It could be a they.
There's so many dudes.
Could be a they.
Trump ain't picking no they. You got him confused with Kamala.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't want to diagnose him, but there's something there. I actually did this on The Daily Show. I did a whole piece about how the media gave Biden hell for every little physical ailment for his age and everything, but yet they ignore all Trump shit. And actually, when you listen to how liberals used to cover for Trump, just go listen to how conservative media, Fox News,
Same to same.
it's literally, when I say the same language, the same language. I literally played a clip from Liberal News, played a clip from Fox. It's the same exact language. So
I think it's just different for Trump because cognitively, he doesn't look like he's on a decline as much as Biden. And then also he tweets
actually
all the
does,
time,
though.
But he keeps everybody confused. Like he's doing so
Exactly.
much. Biden was just not doing enough, so it's like you focus on his health.
like God bless the dead. If somebody like Old Dirty Bastard was still alive and he was wilding and he was losing it cognitively, nobody would even understand are even noticed because he's been crazy his whole life. So it's the same thing with somebody like Trump. He's been saying wild shit his whole life. So it's just like nobody even notices that he could be on his cognitive decline now when he says wild shit.
Well, here's what I would say, and I know this happens quickly, but we talked to him, a year ago? And the one thing I would push
Y'all
back
got him
on...
elected, bro.
we did?
You posted him on Instagram. That helped.
I did post him on Instagram. I think if anything, that
pushed
got him
a lot of
elected.
people.
Lost me quite a few thousand
Y'all
followers.
are part of the manosphere that they talk about that normalized.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
You were right there. There's nobody that they say normalized Trump more than Flagrant and Rogan.
Can I say
Absolutely.
one thing?
There's no ad they said that worked better for Trump than your ad that you did. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you were in a Trump ad.
So
No, but
we
here's-
never saw it.
But let's
You're
say,
sad.
Never saw it. Never saw it. Never
here's
agreed
one
to
thing.
it.
To me, I remember,
news.
I was like, I looked it up. I was like, what were the polls back then? Because I didn't remember it was some like, hey, Trump is going to lose. Polls were neck and neck. Trump has always overperformed in the polls. So look, we might have swung some votes. I'm not saying we didn't. But to me, it was like, this guy could very well win. I want to talk to the guy who could be president and see if I can sneak in a couple
would you
questions.
not interview
Exactly.
a former president, future president of the United States of America? You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about how people give comedians and celebrities more shit for sitting down with Trump than they do somebody like a Merrick Garland for not prosecuting Trump. And what made me think about that was when I was watching an old clip of me and Kamala, and I was asking her how come. I said, "Do you feel like Merrick Garland should have went after Trump sooner?" Because I feel like the Biden administration talks about him being an existential threat, but y'all don't act like he is, which makes the American people feel like he's not. And she was like, "Well, I let the DOJ do them, we do us, blah blah blah." But I was just sitting back thinking like, that's the
get
reason.
to rights if you want them, right?
Y'all was in the office for 4 years.
Yep.
You could have actually prosecuted him, right? Which and did it way earlier, which could have made him stay out of the election altogether. Who knows? But it just seems weird to go after, Snoop and Nelly and the podcast bros for interviewing him, but y'all don't got no smoke for Biden for staying in too long, and Merrick Garland for not prosecuting him.
Look, I don't love getting the smoke, but I get it. I'll accept my part, but I wish we much more focus on the Democrats just fumbling at every fucking turn and hopefully fixing that.
Because it wouldn't have gotten to that point where he could come to y'all if they would have did their job.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be, I don't know. It just feels strange. Am I tripping, Chris?
On which part?
Shouldn't Merrick Garland have done his job a little sooner?
You're a liberal cuck. I would love to hear your feedback on us. Well, I say that with love. To empower him.
Fuck you too, but whatever. What do you want to know?
What your thoughts are?
Answer my question first, then curse Akasha.
Yeah.
Should
Merrick Garland should have prosecuted Trump earlier.
Yeah, I think it is easier to go after media people, sure, but there are political considerations that come into stuff like that. I can't.
And then for Biden to say after the fact, I should have hired somebody else as Attorney General because they would have actually went and prosecuted him. It's like, come on, bro, you don't play in our face like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, but that kind of ties in. All right, so if you take like the or what's her name?
Giselle Maxwell, yeah.
Right, where they're saying she offered something to Biden and he turned it down. And everyone's saying there's no way he would turn that down, right? Politically, you wouldn't turn that down. But on the other hand, the narrative's been like the Democrats fumble every political opportunity they get and they don't know how to play hardball and they don't know how to
It's true, though.
So then maybe she did offer it. So...
But if she offered and it was worth it, then go after it. Because she has ostensibly a lot to offer. She could give you a ton of shit. So, yeah, we'll let you out, but you got to give us something real. And then we'll go after you.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like they did that. They didn't release any list. They didn't release any. All the stuff we're accusing Trump of, I think Trump is worse than what Biden was, but it's not like they were doing a great job.
No. And Merrick Garland said he didn't want to go after Trump because he didn't want to make it political. But it's like if a person was actually committing crimes, then I would expect the Attorney General to go after him. So when he says things like he didn't want to because he didn't want to make it political, it kind of makes you think like, well, damn, maybe it was nothing there. And if you would have went after him, then it would have just been political.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only pushback I give is the Supreme Court is so conservative, they would have just gotten him out of whatever jam. But
The law is the law. Though. I still feel like, if there's an actual threat to democracy, if there's an actual threat to the Constitution, you should pursue it. And it just seems weird that Merrick Garland gets no smoke. At least Biden gets some smoke from people. Merrick Garland gets no smoke. But you want to blame the celebrities for performing at inauguration balls and podcast hosts for interviewing them. That shit shouldn't even have got to that point. It got to that point because Merrick Garland didn't do his job.
Well, what would you have had him do then?
Prosecute Trump earlier for the insurrection.
I also think the turning point was the assassination attempt. I think was the momentum shift. Like it was that moment, and that was the only one of his rallies that got televised by CNN. So that moment that CNN put on TV.
Also, I said this on Patreon, but the idea that we didn't say anything salacious to Trump, Alex looked him dead in his face and goes, "Your ear looks great, by the way." I mean, there's a strong implication that maybe that wasn't a real thing.
I thought that
that was when you said that, I was like, God damn.
Yeah. But people wanted like a tough question, like to hold his feet to the fire.
Well,
like,
I thought the immigration portion did that very well because here's the thing, that you're only going to hold somebody's feet to the fire based off the things that you care about. Because that's when the conversation is better in an interview, right? Like if I'm holding your feet to the fire for some shit I don't even really believe in, it'll be like... It'll come and go. It's like a fart. You know what I mean? But for something I actually believe in, if you go back and you watch that exchange him and Schultz had over immigration, and what we're actually seeing happen, people that don't need to be deported actually getting deported, that was a good exchange.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And calling him out for like dodging the question, and then he comes up with the whole weave
the whole
situation.
weave thing. He told you I'm weaving. What you supposed to do when a man tells you he's weaving,
know.
man? You know what I'm saying?
That was legitimately so funny. I was going to say, though, I didn't see cognitive decline there. He was so sharp. He seemed incredibly aware of everything that was happening.
Yeah.
They're talking about physical decline more than cognitive.
Yeah,
decline.
And people point to this video of him golfing, and they're like, "What? Watch him walk. His walk is terrible." I'm like, "Oh."
He's almost 80 and he's 300 pounds.
In bad shape. Like he's actually, for most 80-year-olds, he's pretty good.
It seems like he's walking fine. I don't know. Like again, I see the bruise on his hands, like the edema in his legs or whatever, but kind of stroked.
I will say though, there is something about this moment in time. I don't know if Trump does the whole 4 years. I don't feel like he's going to do 4 years.
Why?
I don't know the reason why, but I had a theory, and I still kind of hold on to this theory, and I still believe that there's like a coup going on in the Republican Party. It's a slow coup that he may not even be aware of, but I do feel like, J.D. Vance is being propped up in a way, and I do go back to when, J.D. Vance allegedly met with the Rupert Murdoch and them, and that was the first week, that was the week that they said, what did they say? They put in the Wall Street Journal that Trump had wrote a letter to Epstein.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That was the same week that the Wall Street Journal dropped
yeah.
it?
And then the next week is when Speaker Mike Johnson said we're going to take a break so the Epstein files can't be brought up for a vote.
Yeah.
And then also that week in the Wall Street Journal, it came out and they said that Trump was in the Epstein files and he knew he was in the Epstein files since May. So to me, I felt like all of that kept the conversation going. It threw the ball in the air, you know what I mean? But it's just like people have kind of moonwalked away from the Epstein thing. But I still feel like there's something there with the Epstein thing, man. Because the Epstein thing is the only issue that will make the MAGA base not mad at other conservatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Elaine's speaking point, she said that Trump wasn't in the Epstein file and was never a bad guy and all of that.
Yeah, I would say that too after you send me to a prison that's less, that's not as dangerous.
Yeah. I think anytime you're talking about the president and you're in jail, you're going to be like, nah, the president's not.
Yeah,
no,
the president's
we're good.
great.
And he got
he's
moved to a
a
nice
good guy.
Yeah.
Also, who the fuck is she to decide who a good guy is?
The worst
You're
judge of
the
character
worst
ever.
bitch ever. Get the fuck out of here. You're not a good judge of character. You're garbage.
And she keeps framing everything as just massages. Like, oh, he didn't get a massage. Like there was no. She acts like there was no like kid fucking.
Yeah, she's
going
a
on.
legit
It's just
pedophile.
all
Yeah.
massages.
Like, ideally, you want a pedophile to be like, oh, this guy was super boring and lame, never diddled anyone, he sucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you want them to say.
Yeah, that guy sucks. If he says you're a great guy, he's a fun time.
I will say
Y'all
that
fuck kids.
Trump has done a fantastic job of changing the narrative on the Epstein files. He got that shit out the news cycle, boy.
It took him a while though. It took him.
It took him a while by his standards, but really it wasn't long at all. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. People are just completely, they stop talking about it, and it's so strange to me because as you said earlier, whenever you say the truth about him, that's when he gets upset. Why would they ever stop talking about the Epstein files?
Because they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing, yeah.
We're never going to stop talking about it. I think this guy on the list. Do you think he fuck kids?
I don't know.
I think he's protecting pedophiles.
That is a good.
Either way, it's
Al
wrong.
thought a lot about how to say something that wouldn't piss off too many people, but still make it not look like a setup.
What's wrong with that? I mean, I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. But we know that there's something there. That's why you investigate it. Yeah, let's see the list. If there's nothing there, show us what's up.
If there was hundreds of women, I don't think Epstein was putting in all that work. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
you
that's
got
the
that
point.
kind of libido.
But Epstein was, but that was the point. Epstein was getting all these young girls for some of the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So by not putting out the files, you're protecting all those people.
But if
Oh,
he's
yeah,
a
definitely,
confidential
definitely,
informant, like everyone's gonna protect him. Biden protected him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't.
The U.S. government.
I think
as an
everybody's guilty.
institution
Yeah, yeah.
is
I don't
what's
give a fuck
protecting.
who's on the list. It all should burn down. Everybody should get thrown under the bus.
Yep.
And it would be great because now we can finally get rid of that old regime and move on with new pedophiles.
I was on board with everything till the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's probably gonna happen.
Exactly. That's the government. That's just what happens. You know what I mean?
It is, man. It really is. So we never answered the question.
What?
Do we think Trump's dying? Nobody?
I don't think he's dying. I'm going to be honest. I think he's going to live forever.
Damn.
I don't think Trump ever dies.
I think he'll make it through this term. If I had to guess, I'm going to take the over. I will take the over.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, I don't think, what do you think, Alex? I don't know.
It's hard. I think he died before his time.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he does. Like this, that's bad. That's a lot of IVs going in and out
That's
of his
adrenochrome.
hands. No, but
That's adrenochrome. Gee, that's little kid's blood. He can live forever.
Might be like
or
that.
that.
You know what
But
I hate,
That's
though?
a lot of in and out IVs, and so if he's getting that much
Al
IV use,
knows this because he was a nurse.
Is that picture real?
yeah,
There's no way that picture is real and not one press person asked him about his hand?
because he hires. I mean, he approves all the press people who can ask him questions. So they're not going to ask him anything that he won't like.
God damn, you still, even if you're a press person that's hired by Trump, you still want to ask the question.
you can't. You ask him anything he doesn't like, you're out the room forever for the rest of his term.
That is the Trump move.
Yeah.
God damn. You can't even ask the press secretary when she's up on the.
Can't ask
Damn.
anything they don't like.
Yo, some of these
They've
people
gotten
ask about
everybody.
Epstein. I've seen some of these presses where some of these people have brought up the Epstein files.
Right.
Somebody he sits in front of has to ask him about his hand. They should ask him about his health. You owe that to the American people. You got to ask about his hand. You got to ask about his health.
My other theory was that Putin got to him after a little handshake when they met
Putin
in
fucked his hand up.
in what was it, Australia? No, it was
He just
Alaska.
gripped it so
Yeah.
tight.
Damn.
Now he
I'm
probably
old
put
and frail.
some little poison on it.
Oh, shit.
That's a Russian move. They be poisoning.
That is true.
That's
That's
Why does
crazy.
Putin walk around with his poop? Did we ever find out that?
because they think he has cancer. Is what I've heard. That's the theory that I've
like
heard.
a
That
colostomy bag?
that he goes and shits, and then he has his personal security go and collect the feces, put it in a briefcase, and fly back home.
Yeah,
But why?
For
because
what?
you can
'Cause he
tell
got tested?
because you know about people's health by
Yeah.
testing the poop.
Like if you can collect it, then you can go through, run a
Wait,
whole
every
profile on
shit?
it.
You got to analyze every shit?
That's what I mean.
No.
No.
The U.S. government, if he's visiting in Alaska, he shits into an American bathroom in Alaska. The U.S. government then could go in, collect his feces, go through a stool sample, get a whole profile on his health records, and be like, oh, he's got this, he's taking these supplements because he's got this illness, he's going to die in these amount of days.
And
If
or
he's
you could
sick.
make a
But what-
poison that's specific to his.
Wait, hold on. Why do they don't allow him to flush the toilet? They're just like, you're not going to flush the toilet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
Like,
Vladimir Putin. I'm flushing the fucking toilet. What do you keep me?
Wait, who doesn't let him?
He doesn't want the American government to have his shit. It's not that.
But if he
does
just flushes the toilet...
That's right. He don't know how the
They would-
American sewer
The
system
U.S.
works.
government runs a pipe to collect his shit specifically. They say, yeah, Putin, use this bathroom.
Okay,
It's a part
what
of a CIA
The fuck are we even talking
That's
about?
my
We
point.
overthrew governments. Why do we not change a toilet pipe?
We tried to kill Fidel by making his beard fall out. We tried to poison him with fucking lipstick. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I'm on the couch with a bunch of comedians, I don't know when y'all are being serious or funny. So I'm just
They're being
saying.
serious. They're being
It's
serious.
Come on now.
They think the U.S. government has a whole Putin shit pipeline.
They try to put
They
bombs
would.
on
Why
birds.
would they not? We're trillions of dollars. What are we talking about?
Is there? I really do want to know why they said they collect his poop and urine.
Is there
Why?
value to the U.S. government to know Putin's health profile?
So the shit,
do,
no
Chris?
matter how diluted it
I
is
think
with
what
water.
Mark is saying makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why would it?
But how would they get his poop? Once Putin poops
Yes.
and then flushes, it goes into the sewer
No,
system.
they would set up.
They would set up a second pipe.
They would direct it to somewhere where they're collecting it, and then they'd run all the tests.
What would be the benefit of that, though?
Because then you get his whole health profile.
I don't believe
And
it.
if you believe that it's possible that you've gotten a tip from an inside agent that says, yeah, he's sick, he's going to die soon, you need to confirm that. So then you're going to run a health profile on his stool to find out that he's ill.
So why are they not doing that to Trump when he's in other countries then?
Oh, I'm sure
Is Trump
they do.
collecting his own poop? Or-
They
I'm
may
almost
be.
certain they do.
If he's ill, then they might be. And then
Maybe they took the piss out of that Russian girl's mouth.
Damn. Damn.
they made her spit like a wine
Damn.
tasting.
Damn.
But like, remember during COVID when Putin was sitting hella far away from everybody? They thought it was because he had some type of like potentially an autoimmune disease, or he was compromised because he was undergoing cancer treatment. And so all the pictures of him during COVID, he's sitting super far away across the table.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's Chris was saying that for a while. Like there was all these rumors about. I'm sorry, Chris. I don't want to put you.
Yeah,
up.
that-
I don't know if you because you threw your hands up like no, don't.
No, he set it up brilliant, and that doesn't check out. Putin still looks
That
alive and
rumor
well.
has been floating around about Putin
That's what I'm saying. These
for
people
years.
ain't they're not gonna die.
Yeah,
They got,
Trump will probably
gonna live forever.
I mean, the thing is Trump sick? Yeah, probably. Is he going to get the best medical attention?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Known to mankind, definitely. So.
That's the thing. If Biden can finish his term, I think Trump would finish.
I've been waiting on Jerry Jones to die for